What's up, guys? What you talking about, Jeff? Tighten up. Got to get settled in. How is everybody doing tonight? Oh yeah, it's showtime. I'm getting pretty excited, guys. I don't know where we're at right now. I think we're sitting at like 461 subs, 39 to go. Get your wives and your girlfriends and your aunts and uncles, mom and dad. Get all them folks to sub to the channel. I'm ready to give away an airplane, folks. It ain't happening tonight. It ain't happening until we hit 500. But that's exciting. I'm excited to do it. And Don's RC Airplanes. Hello, sir. Thank you for subscribing today. I appreciate it. I want to make sure that all of the new subscribers to the channel, if you're here in the chat with us tonight, make sure that you say something in the chat. Because the way that we're going to do this giveaway when we hit 500 subscribers is I'm going to do a rolly wheel of doom. And I'm going to be adding everybody who's a moderator to the channel is going to get a spot on the rolly wheel of doom. So if you don't say anything in the chat, like if you're just here watching and you don't say anything, you're not going to be eligible to win. So you got to say something in the chat and make sure that, you know, that I add you as a moderator. Your name will be blue and you'll have a little wrench next to your name. That's how we're going to know who's eligible to win. And I'm just going to go through and add everybody who's a moderator. And if you're here on the night of the giveaway, you're eligible to win. That's all you got to do. That's how you play the game. That's right, George Watts. It'll be the wheel of death. And I'm going to make sure that the wheel is very unbalanced, you know, so everybody has an unfair opportunity to lose. And I know Roy may not be here yet, but Roy, unfortunately, will be ineligible to win because he won our last giveaway. So, Roy, you know, if you hear this, I'm sorry, brother. You can't win the airplane. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Yeah, and I'm trying to make this this giveaway. I'm gonna try to make it as fair as possible. I know the last time, you know, I tried the Mary Boozer method, and some folks didn't like this, but I think that you know, that making it where the Blue Wrench crowd is the only people that are eligible to get it. And here's the kicker. If you show up the night of the giveaway and you don't have a blue wrench yet, you're not going to be eligible to win. You have to have been, you know, one of the loyal people that tunes into Air Marshal Mondays every Monday and has been subscribed to the channel for a while. You know, I'm going to try to get everybody that is in. So it may not be next Monday. It depends. It depends on... I don't know. There probably won't be that many new folks on the night of the giveaway. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and, you know, if there's any gray names, we'll go ahead and add them to the pool on Monday night. Or not Monday, but whenever we do the giveaway. Because here's the thing, right? Whatever day we do the giveaway, it may not be Monday night. We may fire up a live stream the day that we hit 500 subs, and we're just going to go with it. So I will be sure to link it up on Facebook. So keep your make sure you hit the notification icon so you're notified when the live streams fire up, because you know, you never know. When we hit 500, I'm going to be so excited. then I may want to do it like right then and there. So make sure you got those. Yeah, make sure you got the notifications turned on. Yep, Shadow. So in order to avoid the complications that come with the delays and the latency and all the other stuff, we're just going to take everybody that's got a blue wrench, and everyone's getting thrown into the hat, and you don't have to worry about numbers. I'll have all that sorted out beforehand. So it'll take a little bit of work on my part, but that's cool. I think that this is the most fair way to do it. So that's how we're doing it. It is rigged, Randy. What's the Facebook name? My Facebook name? Airhammer. Welcome to the show. Hal Rufner, hello, sir. Hey, can y'all see the scrolling chat going along the bottom? I figured I'd do a little ticker because, I wanted to make sure that folks know that don't read the description, that that there are ways to, to help the channel out. I don't want to say it out loud, but y'all can see it in the ticker. Cool, man. Yeah, we're not doing a cock ass on the RC Air Marshal YouTube channel. So tonight we're going to be imbibing in some of my favorite American lager, the Yangling, which is pretty much the only thing that I drink. But my wife forgot to put sugar in the tea. Man, I'm from Georgia. We don't forget to put sugar in the tea. So I didn't have the time to make no sweet tea, so I'm just gonna drink the burrs tonight. Awesome, guys. So we talked about the giveaway and how we're going to do the giveaway, and that's awesome. I'm really excited for that. So hopefully we'll get 500 subs here in the next week or so, and man, we're going to have a little party. I might have to wait. I might have to do it like like right after Ryan's show on Saturday, if he doesn't go forever. Like if we hit it sometime during the week, like I want to do it on a weekend or something where we can all, where I can do something kind of like GB did when he hit 25,000. I mean, I'm only hitting 500, so I can't get near as tore down as GB did for 25,000. But we'll still party down, fellas. Awesome, Afterburner. Hey, thanks for coming, man. And for those of you guys that are here that are talking in the chat, make sure that you subscribe to the channel too and hit the notification button, because that's another thing for the giveaway. If you're not subscribed to the channel, like I'll be able to check and see if you're a subscriber. If you're just here in the chat and I make you a moderator, that's awesome. And thank you for coming to Air Marshal Mondays. That's awesome, and thank you. But you have to be subscribed to the channel too in order to be eligible to win the Arrows RC Warbird of your choice. And so that brings us to the next topic. I don't want to start talking about this beast behind me just yet. So oh man. So Ollie Nation, is that how we say that? Had pucker factor 10 moment this afternoon while flying the Eflite Viper EDF. Throttle powered up on its own, and I could not power down, but still had control on all the other channels. Hey, Ollie Nation, I've seen someone else do that before. Did you, by chance, happen to reverse the throttle channel on your transmitter? And did you get your Viper down safe? Shadow knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, Dave's RC, that was awesome. Yeah, man, we gotta know. Did you wreck the plane? Or were you able to get it down safe? Woo! George Watts, no. It still goes forward, just in reverse. Like the stick up is no throttle and stick down is 100%. That's funny though. Hey, Ali Nation, if you haven't checked out my video on upgrading the Viper landing gear, now is the perfect opportunity to get the 70mm Avanti FMS landing gear for your Viper. And go ahead and do the upgrade, man. The Avanti landing gear is way better. It's all aluminum oleum struts, you know, with some suspension. So those crazy wired chicken wire struts that they put on the Viper, they bend up way easy. So now's a perfect opportunity to upgrade them struts. TNRC, Ryan did crash his first Husky. He did. Awesome, Island Nation. Yeah. So there's some alternative parts and pieces that can be used. I'll do some research and see what I can find out. TNRC, I don't know if he's going to be releasing that video. I think you might have to be a Patreon or a patron on his Patreon page, and we may get to see it. If you're a patron on Pilot Ryan's, his patrons may get to see the crash video, but I'm not sure if he's putting it out there in public. Guniac, there is a new Avanti coming, and I may sell the Viper to get the 70mm FMS Avanti. We'll have to see. Yeah, I saw that, Guniac. It's going to have, it looks like it's got trailing link suspension on all three wheels, so that's pretty nice. Alberto, you can reprogram an AR636A, an AR636B, or a plain, you know, open stock AR636. All three of them pretty much program the same. There are some very rare exceptions. I believe some early versions of, I don't think it was the Night Radian. I think it was another, you know, night plane that was all lit up on the inside. One of the first planes that came with the AR636. I don't think that one. I think that one was locked down, but all of them. I mean, there's a slew of them since then that are able to be upgraded. So chances are, you know, unless yours came out of one of those very early production bind and fly models, that you can, you know, update the firmware on your AR636A or AR636B that you pull from another model, and you'll be able to reprogram that. Good evening, Ryan. How you doing, man? Supper cooking time. All right, Shadow. Hey, good eating, man. Don't make garbage. Make good food. Dan, yeah, man, that big 1400 FMS Pitts looks pretty nice. So, yeah, before let's get looking at that real quick because I don't want to jump into the I don't want to jump full bore into the P51 just yet. John Jones, personal preference, man. I like the. I mean, the Mustang and the Spitfire are both obviously very iconic warbirds. The Spitfire is awesome. You know, I mean, I've got one sitting here behind me, but or I'm sorry, the Mustang. This Mustang's awesome. Sorry. Uh, I personally like the uh, the profile of the Spitfire a little better. It seems a little more streamlined to me, and I like the elliptical wings. Like I'm not a big fan of the clipped wing Spitfire. I like the big elliptical wings, and it's just got I don't know. It just seems like it's a more classic look, um, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's all personal preference. They were both pretty, you know, pretty badass. And I dig split flaps. You know, the Mustang's got like these big old barn door flaps that just come down, and they're huge. They're awesome. But the Spitfire, I don't know, man. It just seems like a more, just in my opinion, it's a slicker looking airframe. You know, where the the P51, the Mustang, is more like a. I mean, it's a big burly workhorse. You know, I mean that thing was a beast, and you know the Spitfire is just a little more sleek, a little more sexy, in my opinion. I mean, it's all about opinion. All right, so let's see. We are going to take a look at something here real quick because I do want to talk about excuse me. I do want to talk about the Warbird sale from Arrows RC. So if any of you guys missed my video or you haven't heard either Ryan or Wesley from the Mary Boozers channel talk about it, Hobby Zone and Arrows RC are doing a first anniversary celebration. Let me go ahead and transition over to that. And they're doing 20% off all of their Warbirds. So even if you don't win one, you still have the opportunity to buy one at a reduced price. So even during my kind of announcement video for the sale, they've got 5 of some of the most iconic Warbirds of World War II. They've got the P-57 Thunderbolt, P-51, F-8F Bearcat, T-28 Trojan, and the F-4 Corsair. So really all of the 5 of the most iconic American Warbirds out there. For whatever reason, they don't have any of the they don't have like the Spitfire or any of the Axis planes. I think it'd be pretty cool if they were to come out with some of the some of the German planes, some of the Japanese planes, and that could be something that's coming down the pipe here in the future. Is maybe they wanted to concentrate on the U.S. Warbirds first, and then dip into the into say the Japanese and German planes later, and and the British, the Spitfire. So we'll see what the future of the Arrows RC Warbirds looks like. But for now, they've got these 5 super iconic Warbirds on sale, all for 20% off. Normal price $199.99. If you use the and we'll transition back over there for a second. If you use the code ANNIV40, then you can take an additional, yeah, it's right up here. Use coupon code ANNIV40, ends Monday, March 2nd, right? So if you want to grab one of these things for $160, go ahead and act now. And, you know, if you do our good friend Pilot Ryan a solid, if you go to pilotryanmedia.com and scroll down a little bit and click here on Arrows RC, that will take you to the Arrows RC website, and you'll see the banner up here. If you buy them using his link, Ryan gets a little bit of a kickback, and he does so much for the community. I think that everybody should be willing to use his link, grab an airplane, and it helps him out, and it helps out the whole community. So yeah, use Ryan's link, guys. All right, and let's get back to the chat. Oh, you guys don't need to see all that behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, TNRC, they did add the Cub and the Sky Trainer, and those are going to be $20 off. So the Warbirds are $40 off. The Cub and the Sky Trainer are $20 off. So, you know, it's pretty awesome, the sale that they're having over there at Hobby Zone on the Arrows RC planes. If you guys haven't seen or flown an Arrows RC plane yet, I'll tell you, they're great little airplanes, man. They're doing a bang-up job for only being around for 1 year. You know, they've gotten themselves some molds that had been discontinued by other manufacturers, or maybe some other manufacturers that had gone out of business, or whatever the case may be, and they're recreating some of these old classics and bringing them back to us and doing a great job with them. You know, these things are solid airplanes. You know, I've got the Bigfoot, and that is, you know, one of the better. I mean, it's a 1300 millimeter, you know, Cessna 150 style airframe, but to be that small and that cheap, I'm shocked at the quality. So, you know, don't dismiss Arrows RC because they're cheap. It's good stuff. Arrows RC is making quality airplanes. So, you know, if you're interested, grab one of the Warbirds and see for yourself, man. For $160, hey, if you don't like it, I'm sure you can find somebody that'll buy it from you. So, you know, give it a shot. All right. All right, so I'm just catching up here on the chat a little bit, so you guys don't think that I'm, you know, that I've gone silent on you. All right. So Alberto, you were saying you got an AR636 from an older Corsair model. You may have to update the firmware before to let you do anything. So, and in order to do that, you're going to have like a MySpectrum account. So you'll have to register the AR636 with your account, and then it'll let you update the firmware. So if you're trying to load like a different model into it from the Spectrum RC website, you'll first need to update the firmware to like the 2.30 firmware and calibrate the AR636 from that Corsair, and then you'll be able to load that model in there. If it hasn't been registered, it may be locked, and it won't let you update the firmware. So register it to your account and then try to update the firmware. If it won't let you update the firmware, if it's completely locked down, then I mean, there's not much you can do. Some of those older planes, the AR636 receivers were locked down, and that's just kind of how it is. So, you know, if yours falls into that category, then I do apologize. That sucks. TNRC, I do. What's up, Paul? I have flown the Bigfoot quite a few times. That's been kind of one of the staple planes because it's so compact. It's only a 1300 millimeter wingspan, so it's compact. It fits in the car easy, and I like taking it with me when I go to the field. And it flies great. That's one of the few planes that I just have a standard receiver in. And I don't have a gyro or anything. I mean, it just goes woo, and it's fun. It's fun to fly. It's tough. It's a sturdy little plane. The only complaint that I had with it at all was that the wheels tend to come loose, and I've just put some Loctite on the wheel nuts, and they've been fine ever since. So it's good stuff. All right. Mike Keller, there is a chat room available 24/7. Somewhere out there, we had created and it may be worth exploring the idea again. We had created, what the heck is the name of that stupid thing? I bet if I look through here enough, I can find it. Discord, yes. We had made an RC Discord channel, and we could make another one. I mean, we could make one for all of them. We could make a Pilot Ryan Media Discord and just kind of have it going all the time, since it's kind of the Pilot Ryan network to some degree. Or I can make, an RC Air Marshal Discord server that we can all get in, and we can jump in, we can do voice chat, we can all talk amongst each other, we can share pictures, we can do all kinds of fun stuff with the Discord channel. And that way, in between the live shows, we can all still talk to each other. But the other thing that I will point out is, now with there being a live show and sometimes multiple live shows every night of the week, the I don't know, what do you call it? The idea of a Discord server wasn't quite as attractive because we have opportunities every night to jump in a chat and talk to each other. Now, if it's still something that you're interested in, and you want to do a Discord server, then we certainly can. We can make a Discord server and advertise it, and promote it a little bit, get the word out, give people the invitation link, and if we get a whole bunch of people in there, I mean, that's something that we could use all the time. So sure. All right, so we've talked about the Arrows RC Warbird sale. We've talked about the 500 subscriber giveaway, which is going to be coming here real soon. We're at 39 subscribers and going. Josh Weaver, what's up? And what else do we have to talk about tonight? What else do we have to talk about tonight? Yes! Yes! Awesome. So the time has come to talk about this big nasty P51 Mustang behind me, man. This thing is awesome. Thanks, Josh. And I'm gonna start putting that link in the description of my videos. You know, and we can start promoting it a little bit in the Facebook groups. And for folks that want to jump in, I think that that's a great idea. Love RC. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Which one did you end up getting? Thank you, Don's RC. I appreciate that. Nice, Love RC. Nice. So, sorry. Had something in my eye. So, yeah, guys, if you haven't seen my flight review on the P-51, then, you know, whenever we're done with the live stream tonight, make sure you jump over there and check out the review on the P-51. Man, what a great flying airplane. Now, whenever I do my flight reviews, I only show the maiden flight. I don't really do a lot more recording after that because typically, you know, poor Amy on the camera, she doesn't like recording, and she doesn't like sitting at the field all day, you know, so she usually is there to record like a maiden flight and then get out of Dodge. So if the maidens go good or they go crappy, you know, I usually only get like one flight filmed and that's it. What's up, guys? Oh, Dave's RC. What's going on, man? Awesome. MB, welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. For all you guys that are watching, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell, and thank you so much. So, again, you know, Amy doesn't like filming every flight I do during the day. That would be awesome if she did, because I'd have a lot of B-roll and I could do, you know, a little bit more fancy stuff. But I basically get one go at a decent flight. And, you know, we put this thing up in the air yesterday. And just a disclaimer, this is my first bigger Warbird. I've got, you know, quite a few other tail draggers. I've got, you know, the Bigfoot. I've got the Commander MPD. I've flown, you know, countless timbers for guys that wanted me to, you know, trim their plane for them or whatever. I've flown a lot of tail dragger setups, but there's, you know, flying a big warbird like this P-51 is a completely different animal. And one of the things that I will say, and I mentioned it to Farmerman, because Farmerman had made a comment on the review video, like, and my response to him was, you know, there's no way to practice other than getting the plane out there and just doing it over and over and over again, because real flight does not simulate P factor of big warbirds very well at all. You know, like you can jump into E-Flight, crank up the throttle, the tail's going to come up and you just lift right off. You never experience the torque roll, you never experience the P factor. And I wish that Real Flight did a better job of simulating that element of flying a warbird. And Alberto, it is. I did the Havoc video last week, I think. Week before last. So yeah, there's a Havoc video out there. And spoiler alert, the airplane is fine. I didn't crash it. I didn't put it into a tree. Yeah, it flew great. The Havoc's an awesome jet, and that's what I was gonna say. You know, once I got past the first couple of takeoffs, with the P-51, you know, the first takeoff was pretty squirrely. The second one, you know, which there was no camera on it, but it veered to the right. To be fair, it was very windy yesterday at the field, and you know, I'm sure that it was 80% crappy piloting and 20% wind, but the airplane like went to the right instead of going to the left like I expected it to. And you know, we did have a heavy. Let's see, how is that field oriented? We had a heavy north crosswind. The field is east-west, which would have blown the tail out, and it would have steered to the right. So it could have been the wind, you know, but I'm not going to make excuses for myself. Anyway, it went into the grass, and, you know, I kicked up quite a bit of mud with the propeller. So one thing I'll tell you is the propeller blades on this P-51 are strong as hell. I didn't mention that in my video because I'm trying to keep things, you know, looking fresh. But the propeller blades are tough. It slang mud all over the airplane. It was pretty awesome. And that is not when the gear door broke. The gear door didn't break until, you know, one of probably the fifth flight that I put on it. But you know, every flight that I did, you know, the takeoffs got progressively better, as you can imagine. The landings got progressively better, you know, but I'm still kind of learning, you know, how to fly like a big, heavy warbird. So, you know, I bounced it a few times. It came back, you know, scraped up, but my overall impression is that this plane is tough as nails. But the gear doors are made of glass. So the main gear doors, the little, and I mean, to be fair, they're cheap. They're like $6 or $7 for a set of 2 new gear doors. But I don't want to buy like 20 sets of gear doors to take with me every time I go to the field, you know. And I wish that they had used a better design on the gear doors. I'm sure that there's a way that they could have designed it where the pins that kind of clip into the wing were a little better. But it is what it is, guys. So that's one of the downfalls. You know, it sucks. But other than that, this thing is awesome. The smart technology is awesome. We're going to be doing a whole nother video on just the smart technology. The way that and one of the things that I kind of found out is that aside from individual cell voltages and maybe battery temperatures, you still get the same level of smart info even with a regular battery. So you don't have to use smart batteries to be able to get like pack voltage and things like that. So you can still do a whole lot by just having the smart receiver and the Avian smart ESCs without having the smart battery. So stay tuned for that. That's coming here in the next week or so. And in fact, that may be the topic of discussion for next week, is the entire, you know, kind of the smart ecosystem in its entirety. Everything, you know, from the battery to the chargers to the checker, the receivers, the transmitters, the speed controls. I mean, now that I've got the entire ecosystem at my disposal and I've seen what it can do, I'm a lot better equipped to answer questions about that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty excited to be able to share that with you. Now, I want to kind of open it up and see what you guys, Mudslinger should be the name of this plane, because it definitely can sling some mud. Havoc or Avanti S, MSJ 143. My quick answer, my opinion, I prefer the Avanti S. I think it flies a little better. It flies a little easier. I'd say that they're for different pilots. You know, the Avanti S, is probably geared more towards somebody who wants a sport jet and someone who's new to EDFs. Where the Havoc, I say, is probably a good second or third EDF. It does not fly like the Avanti. It's much snappier. It's a little quicker, and it doesn't handle the same. It flies. I mean, all EDFs kind of fly similar. I mean, all planes fly kind of similar, but the way the EDF, the way the Havoc handles is just a little bit different than the Avanti enough, where I can say that they're two different breed of airplane. The Havoc, I would want that in the hands of a more experienced EDF pilot, where the Avanti is so easy on the sticks. I think that you can put the Avanti in the hand of for someone that's flying something like this already, like this P-51. If you can handle a P-51, a big 6S Warbird, transitioning into EDFs into something like an Avanti, I think, is a very natural progression. I would not recommend somebody who's flying big Warbirds to step straight into a Havoc, if that makes sense. Josh, I didn't do nothing, man. I just took it straight from the streets and into the mud, and it handled it with grace and class. And it came out on the other side looking like it had just gone mud bogging. It was awesome. The field was a little damp. We actually had snow here in Georgia on Saturday. It snowed for about 4 hours on Saturday, and we had, about maybe a half inch of accumulation. And it was so funny because like all the kids in the neighborhood are out trying to make a snowman with like a half inch of snow on the ground. I mean, the kids were running everywhere, and then it stopped and the sun came out and all the snow was melted within like an hour. And these poor kids that made their little snowman with like all of the snow in the neighborhood, those snowmen were like gone by the end of the day. But that's how it goes in Georgia. If you're looking forward to snow, you get it about once a year, and that's how long it sticks around, man. It's in and out. And then Sunday it ended up being a beautiful day, but the ground was still pretty soggy from from the ground being wet the day before. So when it went into I was on the runway, and it like got caught by the wind, or I was just trying to compensate and give it right rudder, anticipating a lot of torque and P factor, to pull it to the left, and I maybe overcompensated with the right. I don't know if it was the wind or me overcompensating that sent it into the grass on the right side of the runway. But as soon as it hit the grass, it was going pretty quick down the runway already, and the wheels just caught, and it was already, the tail was already up, and as soon as it hit the grass, it nosed in, and the propeller just threw mud everywhere. And I think I even like slang some on some of the people's faces that were trying to be spectators. Yeah, we do. Dave's RC, we do shop at the same store, the store of winning. Yeah, of course, Guniak. Yeah, it's not like I don't know how to fly a tail dragger. I mean, that's kind of the weird thing is I've got several tail draggers, and I fly them all fine. It's just this one. This one's a little different. It's a very torquey airplane. So even trying to ease into it, you know, because it's got so much low end torque with the way it's propped out, um, it's a very fine line. You know, I mean, I was maybe taking off at 30 to 50% throttle. You know, so I don't know. I'll have to. I'm. It seems really strange to say this, but I may add some expo to the throttle channel. But you can't. You can't add expo to the throttle channel. Oh, throttle curve. Yeah. Sorry. I was just thinking about your traditional dual rates and expo. It is only on your three main axes, but yes, throttle curve. Sorry. So yeah, I may need to do that. Add a little bit of throttle curve because it's because there's so much low end torque. I mean, it gets going quick, and then about the 30, you know, from about 70 to 100% throttle, you kind of reach a point of diminishing returns where, you know, you're not gaining a lot of speed. You know, that last 30% maybe only gets you 5% more speed. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it could be that I want to try and do, you know, some kind of throttle curve to see if I can make it a little more linear. Mickey B, good to see you. I gotta make sure that you know, as some of these gray names pop up in the room, the the cat's fine. he's he's that's funny. Screaming cat. Cat! There's a cat in the room. Get him. He's fine, man. He's more like active furniture. Um, I think he's more interested in riding in the planes than he is knocking it off the table. He's just going to get up there and sleep for a little bit, chill out, you know, be a piece of furniture for the show, a new decoration. He's just hanging out. He likes to get under things and get inside boxes. Mike Keller, my Commander MPD is stock for now, but I'll tell you that is going to be my my experiment airplane. I'm going to do a 4S conversion on the Commander MPD when the AR637 T receiver hits the streets. So my plan is to get an AR637T, a 60 amp Avian ESC, the ESC programming card, or you know, little programming box. I'm probably going to upgrade the motor and upgrade the prop, and we're going to convert the Commander MPD into a smart Commander with 4S power and run it on 4S 3200 packs, smart packs. So that's my plan with the Commander MPD, is to do a full on yeah, check him out, Dave. Have you seen him move like in the last 5 minutes? You know, other than me touching him, like he's just gonna hang out, dude. He don't move. He's a bum. All right, Deuces, are you saying that the 109 is gonna like Just do loop-de-loops on the ground. Yeah, so he started drinking beer. All right. I ordered one of them smart receivers in November, but they keep pushing it back. I do not know when they're going to drop the AR636T or 637T. I thought that they were going to be releasing them in February, but now I think the website is saying March. And you never know with the Kung Flu coronavirus, it could be April before we ever see them. I think that the original pushback from January to February was because they didn't take Chinese New Year into consideration. And then, the coronavirus hit, so they pushed it, they went ahead and pushed it into February. And now the coronavirus is hitting, so they're probably going to end up getting pushed again to March. Here's one thing that I can tell you that's on a positive note is with the P-51 Mustang coming with the AR637TA, so kind of the OEM version of the 637T. The Mustang is coming with the 637TA, and the new AR or the new AT, was it Air Tractor? Air Tractor 500, 502, AT 502. So the new Air Tractor is also coming with the AR637TA receivers, and they are basically the same receiver, but the AR637T has a Vario in it, so it'll be able to tell your altitude, like how far above ground level, or like what your AGL altitude is, above ground level altitude. So that's pretty cool. And it gives me hope that they're on the horizon. They've got to be right around the corner. So this thing has an AR637T in it. It's just the A version. So they got to be coming soon. Shadow the... So, yeah, I mean, be sure to put, if you guys have a question about the Mustang, drop it in the chat. We're just going to kind of go into, regular old... it's Dave talking to folks mode now, and we're just going to have a good time from this point on. And usually we go for about 2 hours. So what are we at now? Like 9 o'clock? Yeah, so we'll probably go for about another hour just talking and shooting the breeze. You did, Victor. You did. You got the Kung Flu, man. See you, cat. Yeah, so we can talk about that Air Tractor for a second. I'm sure that thing flies great, and one of the things that I think is completely unfair. So I'm gonna try for about 30 seconds to justify the price of the Mustang. Anybody that compares, and I'm not gonna try to justify the price of the Mustang, but what I'm gonna say is anybody that attempts to compare that Air Tractor with this Mustang is high on crack. Like the Air Tractor is only $270 and it comes with the same receiver. What? It also comes with a 4S cheap garbage Chinese power. I mean, they're all Chinese, but they are not the same caliber of airplane. They are not. So, please don't try to compare the Air Tractor with this. A big 6S giant freaking 1500 wingspan Warbird. The Apprentice is a 1500 millimeter air, wingspan too. Is it a Mustang? Hell no. The retracts in this thing are great. the it's not even in the same family. So I mean, as much as I would love to entertain, those types of arguments that the air tractor is at 270 and why is this $500 and it would be better at 400. I mean, we can all speculate till the cows come home why it costs what it costs, but everybody has to put their own value on what they're willing to spend their money on. And to me, I thought that, with this being something that I wanted anyway, I wanted a Mustang. I was in the market for a Mustang. This thing hit. It was a right place, right time kind of thing. And when it came out, I don't think that the price is unreasonable, based on what I've seen so far. So it is what it is. Josh, you're completely true. That is 100% true that they both have yellow on them. And it might even be from the same paint can. So I think that's really, what it's all about. Jackson Aviation, how are you doing, sir? Wayne Lee, you're never late. Yep, you are never late. Especially on Thursday nights, man. When Kenny's going, nobody's ever late for Kenny's show. I mean, if you want 2 hours, you can jump in at 1 o'clock in the morning and say, Kenny, I need 2 hours of live stream tonight, and he'll keep going till 3. Kenny don't care. Dave, man, that's good to know. That's good to know, because that was one thing that I was really concerned about, was whether or not the yellow of the air tractor and the yellow of the Mustang was the same paint code. And now that I know that it is, that they're spraying this freaking yellow paint from the same can, now I can totally jump on board with the fact that it is complete BS, that this is $500 and the air tractor is $260, because that yellow spray can is the same crap they use on both models, man. There's no difference. Afterburner. When I first saw how, and to be fair, this was on, actually, I think the first time I saw it was when, because I was able to watch the full Horizon release on how this thing went together before Pilot Ryan's build video hit the streets. But between both of those videos, I was a little skeptical of how the wing tips were going to wear over time. Having put the wings on and off several times now, for the initial build and for some testing purposes, and taking it to the field, taking it outside, doing, what I do with the planes while I'm, trying to, get a feel for how they're built. I can say right now, I'm not concerned with those, with that press fitting wearing out. I think that it's designed well, and it's a pretty tight tolerance, so when you put it in there, I mean, the way that it's built, it kind of pulls that wingtip into the main, core of the wing. It just pulls it in, and it's really slick. To get them out is kind of a pain in the butt. And the other thing that I'm not worried about is, for like $6, even if you break a set, you can get the new connectors for the wings. They have 2 screws on them. They come right out, and you get the whole set, both sides of the of the socket and the and the connector, so you can replace them. It's an easily user replaceable part. You don't have to buy a whole new wing assembly. You don't have to buy a new wing tip. You just buy that plastic connector set, and you're back in business. So I'm not too worried about it at all. They feel like they're going to hold up great over time, but like I said, if you do break them, they're cheap to replace. They're in stock, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. All right, so I am again just kind of going through the chat here, making sure I'm not missing anything. What you painting, Dave? You painting that Pac Fa or whatever it is you call that thing? Yeah, the motor that they have in this thing. So one of the things that's interesting with this particular bird is all of the electronics in it are all, and I know it really doesn't matter, but they are all new Spectrum branded electronics. So it's a Spectrum motor, one of the new Spectrum smart motors. It's a smart ESC, the Spectrum transmitter, all Spectrum servos. There's not like a hodgepodge of this Eflite motor and Eflite ESC, and maybe they're all made by the same people. I don't know. I've heard through the grapevine, where the Spectrum ESCs are coming from, but I couldn't tell you for sure. But it all makes sense. So I've heard that these Spectrum ESCs are all Hobbywing ESCs, but who knows? And the motor is huge, man. It is a big it's a big outrunner on this thing. And the other thing that's interesting, guys, is that I think is worth mentioning. See you, deuces. Brian, that's funny. Maybe. Race 22 crew. Good to see you, man. One of the things that I wanted to see for myself, because there was a lot. Again, I read the negative comments, man. When these things come out, a lot of people are like, "Oh, they're doing this to drive the price up, and they're doing that to drive the price up." And there were some things that folks were saying, like, "Oh, the 100 amp ESC, you don't need that big 100 amp ESC. They're doing that to drive the price up." No, they are not. I mean, there's so much telemetry running through this thing that I can see how many amps are being pulled. And in a static pull, fully loaded static pull on the bench, with the rear and the stirrups and prop on and just going, just run it up the full throttle and just hold on. It pulled 101 amps of power through the ESC. So it definitely needs a 100 amp ESC. Don't let people fool you into thinking that they are, running an ESC that's too big. No, they're not. It is exactly the size that it needs to be for this airplane. So kudos to Horizon and Eflite and Spectrum and FMS and everybody else that was involved in putting this plane together. I think they did a bang up job. It's fantastic. And I mean, you're not gonna get a better P51 right now. There may be some bigger P51s, but I don't think that you're going to find a better P51 on the market right now. Guniac, I did not, because I was flying. I would have to have somebody look at the radio while I'm flying, and I didn't have anybody there to like look at the telemetry screen. And the min-max logs wouldn't have been an accurate depiction, because it's showing you, you know, the minimum would obviously be 0 because you're not pulling anything when it's on the ground, and the max is going to be, you know, probably during takeoff. I couldn't tell you what it's like at speed with the prop unloaded, but I would imagine that, you know, 100 amps is probably about the most that it's going to pull. Air hammer, not necessarily. Typically, when the airplane is fully loaded on the ground, like if you put an airplane, you put the back, you know, you put the horizontal stabilizer in some stirrups and hold on to the plane, that is usually about the max current draw that you're going to see out of the power setup, because you're asking the motor to move the plane, but you're holding the plane back from moving. When the motor is spinning at top speed and it's not having to work because the airplane is already moving as fast as it's going to go with the propeller, you know, like the propeller is no longer creating thrust because the airplane is already moving at the max velocity. It's just kind of pulling it through the air. So yeah, I would assume that once the airplane is reached, I mean, yeah, you know, Ryan's right. I mean, probably 85 amps, maybe. I don't think you're going to see 100 amps in the air. But you know, here's the thing. I did not go into like a vertical climb to see if this thing has unlimited vertical. Um, I just assume from the amount of torque, because it does. I mean, you can tell that it's got a ton of low end torque. I did not put it into a straight vertical climb to see how it stalls, or to see, you know, how much vertical, you know, I could achieve with it. But I assume that it could go up there for a long ways, because it's just got a ton of low end torque. You know, I don't know. Some of the other folks in here may have one. Fireblade, hello, sir. We'll make sure all y'all good folks have wrenches. And remember, for those of you that were not here at the beginning of the show and you know, and have not watched the 500 subscriber giveaway announcement video yet, in order to participate in the 500 subscriber giveaway, which hopefully is coming up here in the next week or two, where we are going to be giving away the Arrows RC Warbird of your choice. In order to participate in that, you have to come into the live show, and you have to say something during the live show, and you have to get a wrench. So everybody between now and the time that we do the giveaway, that you come in here, you say anything. If I see your name in gray, I'm going to go ahead and give you a wrench. When we hit 500 subscribers, the wrench giving will end that day. So new folks will not be getting a wrench. So the next stream that we do after we hit 500 subs, we're going to be giving away the Arrows RC Warbird of your choice. And the entries are going to be based on who was a moderator to the live streams prior to us hitting 500 subs. So make sure that you get in here to the live show. Make sure that you say something in the live show so I see your name. Look at that, Eric G. How you doing? You guys get it. And so you got to say something. You got to get a wrench. And when we go live, I'm going to have all the people that are moderators to the channel. Their name is going to be on a big, giant spinning wheel of doom, completely unbalanced. And we're going to mash the button and we're going to spin the wheel. And everybody's name is going to be on the wheel. And if I pick your name and you're not here, you don't win. I'm going to keep spinning the wheel until somebody is in the room. And then whoever it lands on wins. And then, so John Jones, if you look next to your name in the chat, you've got a little wrench next to your name. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's how it's going to go down. So only moderators are going to be eligible to win. So you have to come into the live show. You have to participate in the live show. And that's it. And you have to subscribe to the channel, obviously. So that's the only, so that's the double check. Is you have to have been in the live chat. You have to have been a moderator prior to us hitting 500 subs. And you have to obviously be a subscriber to the channel. If you have a wrench, but you're not subscribed to the channel, I'm going to move on to the next person. So if you're in the chat now, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Because when we hit 500 subs, you got to be a subscriber to the channel to win an airplane. And be a beer drinker. What's up, Dakin? Pilot Ryan, that leaves you out. Bourbon works. Yeah, I'm not going to be, asking, what your adult beverage of choice is. That's not going to be part of the rules. I know, Danny Miller, we are so close, man. We are 37 subscribers away, guys. So keep sharing the channel. I know, Shadow. It's too bad. You know what? I wonder, can I be eligible for my own drawing? Probably not. So we're only 37 folks away, guys. So be sure to share it up. All you folks that are in here tonight, number one, I super appreciate everybody who is subscribed to the channel, and especially all the deputies that come in here and watch the show every week. I super appreciate you guys. I mean, it's all the hanger rats, man. We're all here together in all of these live chats, and I know that all of us that do these live chats, I mean, you guys are the reason that we're doing them. So thank you guys so much. This core group right here, you guys are all amazing, and it's been super fun doing this for you over the last few months, and I hope to be able to continue doing this for many, many years to come, because it's just a blast, and I love doing it. Hanger rats forever. So, yeah, we're close. We're close, guys. So again, thank you to everybody who comes in here every week. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed to the channel. Thank you for everyone, who's been participating in the comments on all of the uploads. I mean, you guys are absolutely the reason that I do this and the reason that I want to keep doing it forever. It's so much fun, and the amount of appreciation and love that you guys pour onto all of the hosts of these shows is just fuel for the fire, to keep that desire burning in my heart. That I do it all for you. Thank you, GB. I really appreciate it, man. And obviously, GB's done great. Pilot Ryan, what's the update? Eric G, that's awesome. Answer to the question on the smart checker. Oh, yes. JCB67. It's for doing updates. Sorry, man. So anyway, yes, thank you to everybody who watches the show. Be sure to share out what we're doing every week. Let everybody know. Let's get this thing up to 500, because that's awesome, and that's I believe for a new, someone who's new to YouTube and is kind of finding their way. I think that 500. I mean, obviously the first 100 subscribers, that was huge, and to hit 500, I think, is another one of those big milestones. And then obviously 1,000 is another big milestone. And then I don't care anymore until I get to like 5,000. 5,000 will be big. And then, the next time I celebrate after that will be when I get one of those cool plaques that I can hang on the wall back there. But I honestly don't think that's ever going to happen. So, guys, share out the channel. Share out the videos that have made an impact for you. That all helps. I know that it sounds cheesy or whatever, when we jump on these things at the end of our videos and we say like, share, subscribe. That makes such a huge impact and such a huge difference, in who this video gets presented to, that's out there just watching RC videos on YouTube in the wild, that may not have seen these videos yet. The more these videos get the likes, the more that YouTube is going to want to recommend them to those folks. Make sure that you share this stuff, and share it on the Facebook groups, of course, but everywhere on social media, in Reddit, in the RC groups forums, anywhere that you guys think that there'd be people that may be interested in the content that we're putting out. Share links to these streams, and let's get the word out, because y'all don't need to keep me for yourselves. I mean, the amount of me that can go around on social media is equal parts for everybody. Like, you get just as much of me as anybody else that we bring into the stream. So, let's get as many folks in here as we can. I love it. I love being able to share the information, and the wider the audience, the more folks get good info, and that's awesome. Ryan O. I don't know if you've been on the show before, Ryan, but right now you are not a moderator, and now you are. Look, Amy doesn't have anything to be jealous of, dude. Like, I know that that I should probably be making a podcast and not videos. I should probably be wearing a ski mask. That's what I am waiting for, Pilot Ryan, is getting trolled all day. I am looking to get trolled all day, which kind of happens at work, and I can take it, and typically, you know, I can dish it out pretty well too. So, Airhammer, thank you for coming out tonight, man. I really appreciate it. And look, guys, um, I mean, I hate asking, which is why I've put it down in the little ticker thing right here. But I do have a PayPal set up. I know that I can't take super chats yet. But if you guys want to share some love, if you want to make a contribution to the channel, you can hit me up in the PayPal link that's on the little ticker down here. It's https paypal.me/DavidMarshall3. You know, it can be 50 cents, it can be $50, whatever. All amounts, small and large, make a huge difference, because this hobby ain't cheap, y'all. And most of this stuff right now is coming out of my pocket, and every dime that comes in is going back into either the channel or into the hobby. You know, where I was able to take some of those contributions and buy new studio lights, which have, at least in my opinion, they've made a pretty big difference. And I've been able to take some of those contributions and use it to get things that you haven't seen on the channel yet. That are coming here very soon. So if you can help out, awesome. If you can't, I completely understand that too. I know that we're all not made of money, and I know that you guys want to get new toys too. So you know, if you can, I certainly appreciate it. If not, I still appreciate you being here. This channel will always be free forever. It costs you nothing. But for those of you that want to help out, I certainly appreciate it, and thank you very much. Now, getting back to the non-serious things, that's probably true, Dennis. I probably did look better in the dark. Oh, Shadow. Man, I know. Ryan. I know I have a face for radio. And a grill that makes freaking, you know, people that build fences jealous, dude. Like, they wish they could get these kind of pickets going. Bill Shepard? What? Bill Shepard? Man, that's awesome. So, guys, Bill Shepard just upped the ante, and instead of just giving away an Arrows RC Warbird of the winner's choice, now the 500 subscriber giveaway has just gone up by one. We are now going to be giving away both. We're going to have two prizes for 500 subs. We're going to be doing both an Arrows RC Warbird of your choice, and thanks to Bill Shepard, we are also going to be giving away an Arrows RC Marlin EDF Jet 64mm. Bill, thank you so much. That is awesome. Awesome. So, that is awesome. So now we're going to have two airplanes up for grabs when we hit 500 subs, dude. That is amazing. Thank you, Bill. And because I'm not buying that one, my name is going in the pot for the Marlin. Bill, that's awesome, man. Thank you. Danny, there will only be one There will only be one. And, well, dude, Dennis, that one's not my giveaway. Damn it. But Bill Shepard, that's awesome. We will definitely be able to, let's talk beforehand. And in fact, Bill, if you want to, I work up off of, I work up in Dunwoody, and I have a data center up in Swanee that I go to quite often. So we can definitely make that happen. So I'm gonna put my email address in the chat here, and shoot me an email, and we'll talk about that. Now, Bill, what we can probably do is whoever wins it, I can get their information, and if you want, you can order the Marlin from Hobby Zone and just have it sent to them. That would work too. So you can either get it, have it sent here, and we can mail it to them, but it's going to be a lot cheaper to just have it drop shipped from Hobby Zone. So that's probably the better idea. But anyway, that is awesome. Bledsoe, man. Oh, Bill, you have it right now. I gotcha. Yeah, so that works, man. I'll just come pick it up and I'll ship it out. Yeah, apparently he's already got the Marlin and it's still new in the box. Man, that's awesome. Dude, thank you so much for doing that, dude. That is awesome. So that might cost me $100 to ship it to whoever wins, but I don't care, man. We're doing it. I'll put a mushroom sign on it. You know what I'm saying? I'll put a mushroom stamp on the Marlin. Yep. Bill, that's awesome, man. Um, so yeah, that's cool. Now I got to do a new video. That we're stepping it up, and we are pretty close, man. So you don't have a lot of time to get in on that. The Marlin is awesome. That's a great little plane. So someone's going to be super excited to get a hold of a Marlin. Someone should be super excited to get a hold of a Warbird. I mean, we got two great little planes that we're going to be able to give out, and that's amazing. Yeah, I know, Wayne Lee, a new Prometheus. And I keep hearing like some people are like, oh, they fly like crap. Dude, I love the Prometheus, just the way it looks. I mean, even if it flies like crap, that is a plane that I would love to have just for static display only. Rhino, that's a good idea. Hey, you know, a good way to drop the weight on the box that the Marlin comes in is to ship the box without the Marlin in it. Yeah, The box will be super light if we take the plane out. Yeah, I know. Once you get that big on the boxes, I mean, they don't really look so much at the weight anymore as much as they do the size of the box, and you run into like oversized restrictions and crap like that. So it is what it is. Speaking of that, um, Bill Shepard, do you still have the shipping box that TNRC? That's awesome. Yeah, and Randy, same goes for you. All you folks that live close to Georgia, you know, if you win a Marlin and you come pick the plane up, that's even better. Or whatever the case is, man. If we want to meet up um, halfway, and sit down somewhere, drink some beers, whatever, and then we can make that work too. So if you're down here in the Southwest and you end up winning the Marlin, um, we can work that out. Oh, Bill, awesome, man. I was gonna ask you, Bill, though, do you still have the shipping box that it came in, or is it just in the Arrows RC box? What did I say, TNRC? Did I say the Southwest? I did mean the Southeast. Cool, Bill. Fireblade, see you later, man. Thanks for coming to the show tonight. Hey, Mark Z, I know you just got here to the show, but one of our fantastic folks here, Bill Shepard, was gracious enough, and Jay Napolitano. Hey, man, my pleasure, man. That whole series was certainly a labor of love, and we've got you a blue wrench here. So for you guys that just got here, for the folks that are new to the channel, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you get entered to win our 500 subscriber giveaway. We're only a few, we're only a few subs away from hitting 500. We're going to be doing an Arrows RC Warbird of your choice as part of the 500 subscriber giveaway. And Bill Shepard, one of our gracious folks that's here week after week, has just added the Arrows RC Marlin 64 millimeter EDF jet to the giveaway. So now we have two Arrows RC planes that are going to be up for grabs. So when we hit 500 subs, there's going to be two lucky winners, and that is awesome. What's up, Rich? Yeah, man, Bill Shepard is my hero tonight. That's awesome, man. I am super excited about that. That's huge, man. Thank you. I thought it was cool to just give away, a warbird. Yeah, but doesn't the frog always get the kiss, GB? Josh, man, seriously, that video was really cool of the belly cam. I don't care what you call it. To me, it's going to be called the belly cam. And if you guys haven't seen that, guys, so Josh Weaver, RC, who's here in the channel, check his channel out, guys. He put out a video, I want to say it was last night, where he took a GoPro Hero 7 and put it in the belly of his Optera, his 2-meter Optera, and had some really cool video and some awesome, telemetry data coming from it. And apparently the telemetry data was coming from the logs that are built into the GoPro camera. And I'm wondering, like, why doesn't everybody that has a GoPro do videos like that? Because it kicks ass. And now I gotta have a GoPro camera. So, thanks, Josh. I've already got too much other stuff in my tail to stick a GoPro in there too. A GoPro ain't gonna fit. It's already packed with other things. So Wayne Lee, I think that thing was measuring GPS altitude, not altitude above ground level. So if it was, uncalibrated like barometric or GPS altitude, it would have read their altitude above sea level, not necessarily their altitude above ground level. So I don't think that he was necessarily 900 feet in the air. Yeah, but I mean, it didn't look like you were sitting over 400 feet. That's just, I mean, I don't know. If I were looking down, I'd probably say he was probably about maybe 250, 300. But Jay, the best way to mount, I really like the way Josh, and of course that's if you want like a looking down perspective. I really dug the belly cam thing that Josh did, where the camera was facing straight down, because you can put it inside the electronics compartment of the airplane. And there's a lot of airplanes that are designed to hold, GoPro or FPV gear. And, both GB Linden and Josh both have a lot of videos where they're, kind of looking specifically at, excuse me, at FPV and long range flying. So I would definitely, use both of them as a better resource than me, because, my answer is don't use a GoPro, get a little run cam and just Velcro it to the fuselage. But you're definitely going to get better footage out of a GoPro. So, sorry, man. Excuse me, fellas. All right, I need to find a way to either move the camera down, where it's like looking up at me, but then I got to like move the microphone around because I have my microphone like right there, or get the chat up, because I always feel like when I'm looking at the chat, that I have to like look down, and it makes it look like I'm not like, that I don't like you guys anymore. Yeah, Fred, that's what I was thinking. Like a Mobius or a Run Cam, or like the Detrum D Cam that they have over at Bitco Hobby. Something that's like a lower profile, smaller camera package than a GoPro. I mean, don't get me wrong, a GoPro is going to get you amazing footage, and they do look great. Especially like in 4K, 60 frames a second. The GoPro Blacks, and with the stabilization, I mean, they are killing it in action cams. But for our specific hobby, do you really want to add the weight of a GoPro to your airplane? Do you want the bulk of a GoPro on your airplane? Or, would you be just as happy with 1080p footage that you'd get from like a Run Cam or a D Cam or a Mobius or something like that? So, there's some give and takes, going with a GoPro over a smaller camera, for sure. So Bill Shepard, I love you, man, for contributing to Marlin, but the Bulldogs, the University of Georgia exists for people that were not smart enough to get into Georgia Tech. I say that in jest because the University of Georgia is older than Georgia Tech. But anyway, that was always a funny joke when I was going to Georgia Tech, and it probably is still a funny joke today. So, Josh, I don't remember. I don't know if you were there on Pilot Ryan's show when Bobby K was so excited to be like showing everybody the D cam for the first time, and I was like, dang, does the D cam, does it come with like a strap? Does it have a does it does it have a strap on it? And Bobby's like, yeah, man, it does have a strap on. Well, that is that is exactly what I need. Is like a Velcro strap for the D cam. Dang, that's funny. She loves the D cam. Yeah, GB. I mean, why else do you need a D cam if you can't use it with a strap on? Yeah, Jay. And depending on Hughes, I would need it to be I would need it to be a macro lens, but some of you folks may think that you need an ultra wide angle. I need my D cam to be super telephoto. Yeah, right, George Watts? I'll find some, man. I will I know that there's like a whole royalty free you know, there's like thousands of little royalty-free audio clips and audio loops and things like that. I gotta find something. It does. It sounds like the most awesome bar ever, Rich. Let's do it. We're opening up. We're opening up the Dave Diggler bar. With brown chicken, brown cow. That's funny. All right, GB. See you later, man. Have fun editing your videos. I've been having a blast editing videos here lately. I almost wanted to take a break, you know, after all the AR-636 stuff, but there's no rest for the there's no rest for the up and coming, the budding YouTube career of a new YouTuber is you know, feeling the burn of editing all the time. The Marshall Rudder, it is good to see you on the show. I don't know if you've ever been on the show before, but thank you for joining us tonight. I have just made you a moderator. Yeah, yeah, Ryan, right? Marshall, that's awesome. Thanks for joining us, man. And how long have you been in the show, Marshall? Did you just get here, or have you been in here for a little bit? Did you hear? You know, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Number one, because we're going to be doing a giveaway when we hit the 500 subscribers, and we're only like 30 something subs away, and that's awesome. So, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And did you hear about what we're doing for our 500 sub giveaway? Oh, cool, Marshall. So the smart telemetry mic counter, I am not sure. It's a Vario, so the same way that they've been doing the Varios that they've had in the past, but now it's all built in. So I don't know if that's barometric, or if they're doing that based on the accelerometer and its speed, you know, the accelerometer speed up from its position when you turned it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can sense how much it's moved since it's been turned on. So it does like an initial calibration, and when you turn on the receiver, and then it can tell how much altitude it's gained since then, you know, just from the accelerometers that are in it. So I would assume that the Varios work in like the AR-637T based on starting altitude. Like, where was it when it was first turned on? Marshall, thank you so much, man. You know, that took a lot of time and effort, and I missed making regular airplane videos for several weeks while I was putting that series together, but I think in the end it was worth it, and hopefully it is something that we can continue to reference for years and years to come, because even though Spectrum is not going to be, you know, selling the AR-636, I'd, you know, now that we've seen their last two models come out, and they both are equipped with the AR-637TA receivers, we may have seen the last of the Bind and Fly model new releases to have an AR-636 in them. They, you know, all of the new Eflite releases may have the AR-637 TAs in them, but I don't know how many AR-636s are on the street. I have to assume that it's a number in the six figures, and that may be a ridiculously low estimate of how many AR-636 receivers are out there. So it seemed worth it to me, because it's not like, if they discontinued the AR-636, it's not like all those AR-636s are just going to die that day. They're not going to send like an electromagnetic pulse and kill every AR-636 on the planet just because they don't support it anymore. So, you may not be able to get support from Spectrum for the AR-636 very much longer. I assumed that receiver is going to get discontinued here in the next year, and that was kind of my motivation for making it. Is the Spectrum videos are over a year old, 2 years old, 4 years old in some cases. I wanted to kind of refresh it, use some of the new information and the new methods that have been learned over the past 3 or 4 years since Spectrum made those videos, and put my own spin on it, and really show people this is how you do it, not just talk about it. So I'm glad that it helped, and thank you for being here, man. It means a lot. So one of the things I wanted to say, Marshall and Mitchell Farley, yeah, right, Ryan. Rest in peace, AR-636. Rip. Rip, bitch. I think that here in the near future, when we hit 500 subscribers, and Mitchell, I don't know if you were here for this, Bill Shepard has contributed another airplane to the giveaway. So not only when we hit 500 subs are we going to be giving away the Arrows RC Warbird of the winner's choosing, we are also giving away an Arrows RC Marlin. Yes! So we have two awesome little airplanes that we're going to be giving away when we hit 500 subs. So be sure to share out the videos from my channel that you like. Share, put the word on the street that we're doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. Let's bring guys in, that are interested, and get them signed up. Get them subscribed to the channel. Let's get them in the live chats. Get them eligible to win, and then let's run this contest, guys. I'm excited to give these planes away, and to keep going, man. And let's hit 1,000. Let's just go right past 500 and hit 1,000 in another few months, man. That would be awesome. All right, what do we got? I got a new AR-636 from Amazon and followed your video and set it up on my Hanger 9 Carbon Z. Awesome, Jay. And I do it for the Bulldog. Critter AF5. That is awesome, Critter. Thank you. And thanks for coming. Hey, Critter, I haven't seen you before. If you would please subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. Let me go up here. Oh, Jay. A friend whose dad just passed. That's too bad, man. Sorry to hear that. It's been the past 40 years in the hobby. He asked me to go through it all to sell. I've only been in the hobby for a year. Do you have any suggestions? Jay, if you're an hour south of Atlanta, where are you, Jay? What town are you in? Thanks, Critter Man. I really appreciate it. And thanks for coming into the live chat, Thomaston. So yeah, Jay, really what the first thing is that we need to do is we need to start documenting everything that the first thing you want to do, like I said, is document everything that you have, kind of build up a catalog of what you've got, get good pictures of everything, kind of like you're going to sell it all on eBay, right? Get pictures of the airplanes, build out a bit of a portfolio, and then, let's put all of that information together and send it to someone either like Kenny, who would be able to help you with a ton of that. There's a lot of great resources at clubs. We've got a great club up here in Atlanta, the Cobb County RC Modeler Club. We've got some new modelers, some old modelers. I mean, we've got a lot of great resources. You can put a lot of those planes up on RC groups and just kind of ask for some history about them. And then, we can kind of start evaluating, what they're worth. I'll tell you, one of the things that I've seen is, especially for widows and families of folks who've passed, of hobbyists who've passed, is, and I'm not saying this to, to be funny about it. A lot of times the widows will bring that, like, for we've had some elderly club members that have passed, and their widows will bring the planes up to our clubhouse and leave them in our clubhouse, and their only ask is they don't want them in the house anymore, but that whoever, if you're going to take a plane, to love it like he did. And I know that sounds really silly, but they weren't trying to get any money out of them. They just wanted to make sure that somebody was going to love those planes again. And maybe that's what they want to do with them, is make sure that they go to a home where they're going to be appreciated as much as he appreciated those planes. And sometimes that means more than the money. So you got to figure out what it is that she wants to do with them, and kind of go from there, and figure out what you got on the table. So right now, I don't think that Fly Zone or Park Zone are going to be having. I don't think they're going to be seeing any new planes. Because their planes were competing with Horizon products. Now that Hobbyco is gone, I think they're just going to let them die, to be honest with you. Yeah, so Jay, if you want to, I'm gonna put my email address in the chat. Yeah, I see that. Rich, and I don't know what to do about it, man. I'm seeing that on YouTube. It says that YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Butter. Oh. Can you guys still hear me at all, or is it like completely, you know, like gone? Bruce, thank you, sir. I know that the stream may be coming across crappy right now. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Apparently things are buffering pretty bad right now, and that sucks. Yeah, they're throttling my upload speed because they're douchebags. Cool, Josh. So, Bruce, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the live show. I went ahead and made you a moderator. If you could, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you hit the notification icon, ring that bell, so you make sure that you see all the new videos. I've got stuff coming out here pretty regularly, and you know, I've got quite a bit of a backlog, to be honest with you, of new content that I need to to film. I've got a lot of stuff that I've already filmed that I still need to go through the editing process. So we got a lot of good stuff in the works. So yeah, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and then share out this stuff, man, because when we get to 500 subscribers, which is going to be here real soon, we're doing a giveaway. And if you just got here and you don't know what we're going to be giving away, then I'll tell you. And before I tell you, Jay, yes, the AR637T will be forward programmable through any Gen 2 transmitter or better. You know, so if you've got like a DX6, a DX6E, a DX8, a DX8E, a DX8, a DX9, a DX18, a DX20, an IX12, or an IX20, those will all be capable of doing forward programming of the AR637T. My understanding right now is that the Spectrum Programmer PC software is also getting updated. So in the near future, it's going to get an update right now, but as of now, you won't be able to like save a backup of your program. So like, say you go through the forward programming process and you back it up, it's going to have backup memory. You know, so basically like memory that you can fall back on to like your last model. So say you make a programming change and you screw something up, you can fall back to a previous model built into the AR637. But you're not going to be able to like save multiple models until they get the new Spectrum Programmer software for the PC done. So that may be a while, and that's kind of kind of is what it is. Ryan O, I don't believe it will. I believe the DX7 was a first I believe the DX7 was a first gen radio. And I don't think that any of the forward programming or the safe stuff, or I'm sorry, the forward programming or the smart technology is going to work with the DX7. Yeah, and Josh, I've got Jermaine, I I'm not going to talk bad about the DXE. Um, it is a surprisingly good radio for what it is. I mean, you have to take into perspective that this is a $70 transmitter we're talking about. So, if you're expecting the bells and whistles of a $1,400 radio, you're probably going to be grossly disappointed. If you're expecting the bells and whistles of an IX12, if you're expecting a DX9 or even a DX6 from a DXE, you're going to be disappointed. But for the price of that package and what you can do with it, the DXE is amazing. And I need for all of that to be taken into context, and the full version, like nobody be putting videos of me out there on the news saying RC Air Marshal said the DXE was amazing. The DXE is a hunk of crap. It's $60. You're gonna get what you pay for, and it's not gonna be the best radio on the planet. But for the $70, it is surprisingly good. Does that even make sense? That is true. That is true. We are having a hell of a storm right now, so that could be contributing to my crappy video stream. Rich is a funny guy. You're a funny guy, Rich. Jay, the AR637T will have safe and all of it will be configurable through forward programming. Yes, safe and AS3X, and you will have access to all of the safe parameters from the forward programming set up in the transmitter. So it is going to be awesome. Dude, if I had $1,400 to give to you guys, then it'd be a different conversation that we're having right now. But I don't have $1,400 to just give back to the community just now, right now, today. Yeah, Guniak, I agree. The DXE is an awesome little buddy box. And in the hands of someone who knows how to use it, right? So they are programmable. They are capable of up to 9-channel operation if they're programmed right. And in the hands of somebody that knows what they're doing with it, you can have an excellent backup radio. So say you got to take your $1,400 DX, IX20 or your $600 IX12 and send it off for service. You can go pick up a DXE for $60-$70 and program your planes to run on the DXE. Grab your cell phone and the DXE programmer that they have available for for iOS and Android. Get the Bluetooth module, put all your planes in your cell phone, And, you know, between flights, you know, plug up the Bluetooth module to the back of the transmitter, flash it to the new airplane, and it's just as quick as switching models. And that's how it's done, man. It's really simple to do. Um, it's just a little more tedious than having the models built into the transmitter, and that's really what you're missing. The transmitter module in the DXE is the same as the DX9. That is actually a 9-channel transmitter, and you know, when you're using the Android software, you can get to you know, the settings where you can change it from 7-channel to 9-channel. So yeah, you have 9 channels of output on the DXE, and a lot of folks think that it's like a 5-channel or a 6-channel radio. Not true. You've got a lot of stuff you can do with that thing, man. And for the money, there's not a lot of radios at the $60, $70 price point that can do what a DXE does. The DXE just does not have the luxury of having a screen for you to be able to see it and interact with it. All of that's done on a mobile device, and that's how they're saving, you know, all the costs. I mean, how are they able to do a 9-channel transmitter? Well, number one, they don't give you very good switches at all. You know, you may have one 3-position switch, so you don't have a lot of options with those 9 channels. You know, it's not like you can set up any channel to do anything you want. You know, a lot of the switches have, you know, kind of fixed functionality and limited positions. You know, and there's not as many flight mode options. You know, you're not going to have the flexibility that you would have with, you know, one of the DX, you know, the bigger, you know, computer-based radios. But, you know, you do have 9 channels there, so you can set it up to do a lot. And to be a great backup radio. Like if you have to go flying and you don't mind flying with your cheap radio, you know, you may lose some of the overall functionality, but it will be flyable. So, you know, don't be, man, Jay, don't be making stuff up. I just bought a house, man. That shit's expensive. Chump change is a very relative term. What is Dave's RC back in here? Oh, what's going on, Dave's RC? No. I mean, this is about quitting time. I normally go for like 2 hours, 2.5. I've been known to go a little more than that, but you know, I still got a beer, so I'll I'll sit here and shoot the breeze for a little bit. I mean, the video quality is getting crappy because I think the internet's getting garbage here because of the storms and stuff we got going on. But you know, we'll still keep going as long as y'all can handle the garbage. Yeah, Channel 6. We'll see you, bud. And again, guys,